from MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. It's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the New York Jets taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that?
Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now, Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw one touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. An early task. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Here's Tua. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. We'll get our first look at this New York Jets offense, really retooled the last couple of seasons. And at the helm under center, 2nd overall pick from 2021 out of BYU, Zach Wilson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll run with Hall. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 1 yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This would be a critical call.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here. 1st and 10. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled him with the inside run.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Dolphins at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Tua sets up to pass it. And it's a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. And now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because, to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wilson. He'll take a shot for Davis to the end zone. That went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Wilson. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this will remain a scoreless game. Miami set to take over. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a 1st down. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Now Tua. Oh, Hill. Great grab. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That gain on third down, good for 28. We're scoreless after one. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Running the counter with Mostert. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Quinnen Williams, so hard to block, and he shows it that time, making the tackle for loss.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From the gun, it's Tua. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 8 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point of drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
Well, coming up in prime time here in Week 5, a couple of division rivalries on the docket, beginning tonight in the AFC North with the Bengals and Ravens from Baltimore at 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday Night Football, Raiders and Chiefs from Arrowhead in the AFC West. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Hall again on 2nd down. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
That's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Now the Jets send on Braden Mann to punt. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. Inside the 20. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he stopped immediately there. And a tackle there by Quan Alexander. Second down, here's Mostert again. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. 39 yards on the punt, giving just 1 yard on the return.
And the Jets will take over. Another drive coming up for New York's offense.
It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Wilson.
That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On 1st down, Wilson. Being chased out left.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Here's Wilson.
They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. That is caught at the 7. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Elijah Moore really started to come on in the 2021 season as a rookie out of Ole Miss. Saw 8 or more targets in 4 of his last 5 games and ended up leading the team in yardage. Expect to see a lot more 1st downs like we just saw there in this young man's future.
Now Wilson. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Wilson. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. On 2nd and goal, Wilson. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall
in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Jets have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, Reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Takes it at the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. Gonna look deep for Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hall. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium, just outside of Buffalo. And it's the Bills with the lead in the second quarter. Jamison Crowder, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Marcus Mariota has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And that one's at halftime with the visiting Lions out on top. Jamal Williams, a touchdown run in that first half. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So here are the Jets now to take over. They're on top here as they've got the football 1st and 10, trying to erase the memory of the loss last week to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And once again, the Dolphin defense holds firm as they'll stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Wilson. And this one is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Mostert's got all the speed in the world, but injuries have kept him from being able to show that over a full season. Now he finds himself competing for starting touches in Miami and hoping to get back to his 2019 form in San Francisco, where he topped 770 yards with 8 touchdowns.
From just shy of midfield, Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. Just a gain of a couple there, and it's 2nd down. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. They find some open field here. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. That false start knocks them back behind the 10 now as they'll try again, 1st and goal. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. On 2nd down, Mostert. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Sanders' kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Hall to start the drive. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And that one not to be, it's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with this 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Jets on 3rd down, not good, 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. To end the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
They'll run the draw with Mostert. And some room to roam now. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. It's a run with Mostert. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And that helps. That gives him a 7-point lead. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
The Jets ready to get going again here on offense. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. It's an 8-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Seems pretty obvious defensively. A key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now Wilson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Wilson to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. See what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Wilson. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jeff Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here's Wilson and the Jets down by 2 touchdowns. A little over a minute to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught by Wilson. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Going right back to Wilson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Wilson. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Miami, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next